Hey, kia ora. Helen Browns here, coming live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1257. Today, we have for you 5 tips for requesting information on a family tree. I probably should have put that in the thing, but you'll figure it out. So why do people request information? Well, if you're on something like Ancestry, MyHeritage, Family Search, and some other ones, there could be where you have submitted information or you have information in your tree that somebody stumbles across and goes, oh, that could be my person. I need more information. And you can send them a message. And I have done this on several times, but people need to learn how to ask for information. Now, if you get somebody like me, and I counted this up today, I have 53 family trees in my Ancestry account alone. That is well over 10,000 people between those 53 trees. And the problem I have with those 53 trees is people will send me a message and go, oh, I see you have Thomas Jefferson on your family tree. Can I get access to your information? And you're sort of like, no. Because one thing I do with my trees, I keep more private, which means some of them I have turned off this, that I don't want them to be searched. So I've got that, usually on my clients' trees, I have it so people cannot find it in a search, or find any information on that tree in a search. And some of the other ones I have that way as well. But the ones that I do have open to search, they just see private people. They just see private if there's no death date. And of course, they're sort of like, oh, they've got the same person as me. I need more information on this person. And I'm like, no. And they come back and I have to explain to them. I go, look, the number one thing. So I thought about this and I came up with 5 tips on how you request information, especially if you're on something like Ancestry or Family Search or MyHeritage or any of those other software programs that are out there that are online where people can search your trees and they request more information because you've got the tree private, which means they can't click on the tree and have a look without you giving them permission. And so, like, I just had one come through the other day, which is what prompted me to go, oh yeah, I need to talk about that. So the number one thing that you have to do is you have to put, what is the name of the tree that you found this information on? Because a lot of people have more than one family tree that they're researching. I have one huge one, which has my side of the family and Brad's side of the family on it. It is massive. It's got over 8,000 people just in that tree alone. And then I have smaller subset ones where I just want to zero in on a particular family. So I'm just going to do that portion of the tree in a separate tree so it's not getting all tangled up in the big one. And then I have all my clients' trees. Trees for my clients and stuff. And those ones are locked down. You can't even find those on a search. And if I happen to have not checked that box and you do happen to come across them, then I have to get their permission to give you access to their tree because that is their information. It is not my tree to say, yeah, sure, go in and have a look. Yeah, no, that don't work that way. So number one, what is the name of the tree that you found this information on? That is one thing you have to tell the person because they may have more than one tree. And like I said, I've got 53 trees, well over 10,000 people amongst those 53 trees. And if you turn around and go, oh, I need access so I can have a look at Thomas Jefferson and see how we're related and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sort of like, I need more information. And if you can give the information up front, you will get a faster response. You will get a better response because some people turn and says, oh, I see you have Thomas Jefferson in your tree. Can I have a look? Can I have access to your tree? And so I go back with these questions. Number one, what is the name of the tree that you found this information on? Number two, what is the name of the person that you are researching? Okay, they said Thomas Jefferson. I want more specific. I want the full name. What is the full name of the person you're researching? Because there may be a middle name that's involved. Could be Thomas Washington Jefferson. I don't know, some political facts, some people that like them, I don't know. Number three. So, what is the full name of the person? Don't just go first name, last name. If you have a middle name, give the middle name. The reason for this is that in some families, there is a name that tracks down through the families. You can follow this, everybody has got this name in their thing. And my side of the family on the Eakins side, there are 5, is it 5? I think it's 5 names that when we're researching around the 1800s, the most common first name, we have 5 common first names: William, John, Thomas, I'm going to forget these, James, William, John, Thomas, James, and George. And so I need to know if that person has a middle name, because I have several like people have the last name of Eakins that have the first name of either Thomas, George, William, James, and John. So I need that middle name to get even more, to even get closer to the person that you're looking for. So when you give the name of the person, give the full name of the person. And that's number 2. So number 1 is the family. Give the name of the family tree you found it on, and it'll be up in the top. It will show up on there. It will show up within the name of the tree. Number 2, give the full name of the person you're researching. Number 3, what vital information do you have, like including dates and locations, do you have for the birth, marriage, and death information for this person? What information do you currently have? You know, you can turn around and say, hey, well, I'm showing they were born at such and such a time. Not sure where they were born. Or you could say, oh, yeah, they were born in 1850 in Warboys, Huntingdonshire, England. Great information. Great information. So you've got that. So giving names of birth, deaths, and marriages. And of course, when you give the marriage, also make sure you give the spouse if you know who the spouse is. It's very rare that you have a marriage date and location without a spouse. Usually you have, no, hang on, I correct myself. You can have a marriage date without a spouse, because it's, oh yeah, they got married around June of 1964. Yeah. But I can't remember the name of the wife, or I can't remember the name of the husband. I can't remember who she got married to, but I know she got married around June, because it was summertime and there were a lot of weddings going on at that time. So yeah, it's probably June, July 1964. So you've got a narrowed window, and you can give that information. Say, we think that she was married sometime around June, July, August, just go an extra month, especially for summertime, in 1964. So you can give that information. We don't know the name of the spouse. Give the death information. Where and when did they die, if you know that. You may just have the death date, but you're not sure where they died. Like, I've got one tree I was researching recently, and they had the birthplace, they had the marriage place, they did not have a death place, but they had a death date. And even the Social Security applications and claims did not have a place of death. It turns out this person died overseas. So if you know that information, provide it. Number four. What are the names of parents and children? Parents, children, siblings, any names that you know that is connected to that one. And then, especially if you've got parents' names in there, or grandparents. Children helps as well. It's depending on how far back the connections that you're looking for. And number 5, most importantly, how are you related to the person that you're researching? Are you doing this research on behalf of a friend? Is it your third great-grandfather or third great-grandmother? Who is this person that you are trying to find information on? Because if you just say, I was just browsing around and just noticed that you had this connection, and I just wanted to see if we were related, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no. So when you are requesting information from somebody's tree who has it private and you want access to that tree, they may still not give you access, but they may give you information. And the other reason that I like getting all this information is it helps narrow it down. Because I had somebody who contacted me recently who gave me the name of the person and their birth year and their death year. That was it. They gave me the first name, the last name, born, died. That was all the information they gave. And I went back to them and I said, look, this was a few weeks ago. And I went back to them and said, which tree did you get this information from? Because it's going to help me narrow down the search for this person. Because I said, and I didn't explain how many trees I had or how many people I have in the trees. And I said, I need more information. And I gave them these questions like, what is the name of the tree you found them on? Is this the full name of the person? Do they have a middle name? What information do you have, including dates and locations for their birth, deaths, and marriages that you have? What are the names of their parents or their children? And what is your relationship to this person that you're researching? And so I sent all that back. She sent me back everything except the name of the tree. And I was sort of like, okay. So I sent them back a note and I said, look, thank you very much for the information, but here is the issue. I do require the name of the tree that you found this on. The reason being is I have over 50 trees in my account and it covers well over 10,000 people. And unless you can give me the name of the tree to go looking in, I can't do that for you. And I said, and also too, some of the trees that I have are very private in the fact that you will not get any access to the information at all unless I get permission from the person who actually owns the tree. Yes, it may be under my name, but I have clients who I am researching their genealogy trees for, and I cannot give you access to any of the information that is on any of the trees that is owned by a client unless I get their specific information, their specific permission to do so. This person came back with everything except the family tree name. So I've sent her back another message and said, I really need that family tree name. I am not going to sit down and search through 53 trees to find the one that may have a connection to you. And even then, I don't know if they do have a connection, even based on the information you've given me, because I need to find them first and then check and see if they have the information. But, I'm happy to share information. They're not going to get full access to my main tree because that's just way too much information in there. There's a lot of stuff in there that is still being researched. There's some stuff in there that I know is incorrect, because I made a big screw up one time and I can't remember where the screw up was, so I don't share that tree. I only share that tree with either 2 or 3 other people. So that tree does not get shared with anybody because of this big mistake that I've got in there that I've got to find and go and clean up. And when you've got over 8,000 people in there, it's a little tricky to find out which one it was. I kind of know the area where it was. I think it was George Eakins was involved in it. Do you know how many George Eakins I have in my tree? There's a lot of them. Man, I had to go through 183 John Eakins born in a 5-year period in Huntingdonshire to find the one that fitted in my tree. And because I wasn't keeping very good records at the time of which websites I had been to, which information I had already searched, I'm pretty sure that out of that 183, I probably read the same one maybe 2 or 3 times before I found the one that I needed. So yeah, this is why it's good to keep a record of where you go, where you get information from, and everything else. Good way to track. So those are your 5 tips for requesting information, for further information on a family tree. Anytime that you reach out to somebody who owns a tree and you need more information, make sure you give them the name of the tree because they may have more than one tree. The name of the person the full name of the person. So if you've got a first name, a last name, and a middle name, give them that information. Give them as much information as possible so that so that they can help narrow down in their tree if it is a match. Because if you just turn around and go Thomas Jefferson and you've got 5 Thomas Jeffersons in your thing and you've given no other information, how am I supposed to know that which one you're looking for? So just be very conscious of that when you're requesting information from other people for access to their trees. Some people will never give you access to the trees. If you come to me, you will be given information based on what information you provide me. And if I feel that, yes, it is a genuine request and you may not get access, you still won't get access to the tree, but you may get information if I have more information than what you have. I will give you, I could turn around and say, look, you've actually provided me with more information than what I have in my tree. The only information I have in my tree right now is this. And I provide them with what information I have. I don't have any other information except for what you've provided me. So if there is a match between these two, then I will then have the same information that you have. But sometimes there is no match on the name because it could be that when I look up the person, it's different parents, different children, different spouse. Dates are kind of around the same. Like if you just give years and the years match, then yeah, there might be a match, but that's what they need the other information for. Dates, places, parents, children, spouses, your relationship to the person as well. And just letting them know, hey, I do not have that person in my tree. Or no, there is no match. Or this is the only information I have in the tree. And it's a twig that's sitting out there, it's a leaf that's sitting out there by itself in the great ether with no connections to anybody in my tree. That has happened too. Somebody they actually sent me a very nice email with saying that this is the information that I have, and I'm trying to find out more information about this particular person. This is who their parents were. Here are their siblings. This is when they were born. But I don't have any more information on that person than that. But they've given me the rest of the family. So do you think I can go and find them in my tree? Yeah, because I've got the parents' names, I've got the children's names, I've got birth dates and death dates, and all I have for the person they're looking for is they've just given me with the name and the birth date, and they go, look, I have no further information. I'm trying to find out more information about this person. That is a good email to send. Oh, and it was in this particular tree. That is a good email to send because now I know which tree to go to. I can look up the name, and in this particular case, I went and looked up the name, and it was just this little nucleus family. It was one of my mini trees, and mini tree in amongst the big tree, and the mini tree was not connected anywhere. It's a floating tree. And I have lots of floating trees in my main tree because I come across people and it's like, oh, wonder if they fit into the tree. And so I'll create a mini tree, a floating tree in there that's not connected to anybody on the main tree. Just to see that, one day there may be a link to that person and somebody might contact me, or somebody contacted me and they gave me more information than what I had. Although I did have information that could help them. I said, I've got this person in my tree, but they are in a floating tree. They're not connected to the main trunk. I don't know where in my tree they fit, but this is the information that I have. And I did have some of the information they were missing, but they had given me a lot more information because I now had the siblings. I didn't have the siblings beforehand. I only had the parents, and I had the birth, death, and marriage date of the person that they happened to be looking for. So I said, but I didn't have the siblings listed before. So now those siblings will go into that little mini floating tree, and they all get marked because now you can tag in Ancestry, which is huge. I mean, they've been able to tag for a while, but I can now add the tag in there that that they're actively being researched, and there's some other tags that you can use as well. I can never remember the name of all the tags. I just go down the list and go tick, 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 tick. But one of them is that they're actively being researched and they are not proven. Not proven is the other tag that I put in there as well. Not proven. Because somebody else is supplying with that information. I don't know where they got the information from. So now I need to research to find out where they got the information from. And I can put those sources then into my family tree. But that's it for me for tonight. I'm going to go walk a puppy, and then we're going to go out for dinner tonight. It's just going to be a drive-through. Nothing great, nothing fancy. But I thought, we haven't done that for a long time, so we're going to go do drive-through. We have no idea which one we're going to go to. We may even just come home and make grilled cheese sandwiches. But it will be nice to get out for a little bit of a spin and a drive and like that, because we haven't been in the car for over a week now. Yeah, it's been a week since we've been off the campus, off the resort. So anyway, so if you need the list of the tips, they are in the description below. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me. The link is in the description of this video as well, where you can get your free copy of the 100 family interview questions. Once you fill out that thing, it then takes you to my calendar where you can set up a time for us to get together and chat. So go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys tomorrow evening at around 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I know I was on a whole 2 hours early. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just wanted to, I don't know. I just wanted to get the information out. So have a super fantastic sparkling evening. Hei konera.